Hey, what's good? When this is Adnan AD in the clutch, and man, oh man, oh man, did we just witness NBA history last night? Because this man right here, Bam Adebayo, of all people, if I'm gonna be objective, okay, scored 83 points last night against the Washington Wizards. That's right, 83 points, like just unbelievable. If people have been like, flirting or getting close to hitting that 81 point record from Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, back in 2006. Like guys like, Luka Doncic, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, like Joel Embiid, they've all hit, or Devin Booker, like they all hit at least 70 points or more. And, it's like, okay, it seems right there at the cusp. Maybe someone like that could down the line maybe get there. Like, we would think like a major top scorer, like potentially like those names I just mentioned, or someone like Nikola Jokic or Victor Wembanyama or Shea. Maybe even like, if Jaylen Brown goes off too, like you could think like someone like them, they could potentially break that record of 81 points or more. But Bam Adebayo, yes, I'm a Heat fan. I've said that many times throughout my career here on this channel, and like I made it known, and like I will admit, Bam, he's a great player and everything like that, but his primary role is mainly defense, rebounding, and he can score a lot when he has to, but that's not his primary role though. Even with Jimmy Butler gone, like Norman Powell, like he filled that void of Jimmy Butler as being the number one scoring option. So Bam can still be, his natural self, playing preferably the four spots and just focusing on defense and focus on rebounds and like just being that anchor for the Miami Heat that they pride themselves in. But the fact that like it was really good. He had a really hot start. Just him alone, it was Bam Adebayo 31, the Washington Wizards 29 in the first quarter alone. Like, that's crazy in itself. So he had a really hot start, and he just kept riding that momentum. And it was like, yeah, why not? Let's go for the record. And, props to Eric Spoelstra, the coach for the Heat, and the rest of the team. Like, they did everything they could to give him the maximum opportunity to make sure he can break Kobe's record, which... wow, that is unbelievable. And like, it wasn't like, it was just like all unethical throughout the game. Like, there was some, like the Wizards, they did try, they did triple team him, and they tried to foul away from Bam so he wouldn't get the ball. But like, Bam was just hot, and like once everybody started noticing, like, oh, this could be the record, that's when like everybody started getting desperate, both the Heat side and the Wizards. Like, the Wizards were trying to avoid that situation. The Heat were doing everything they can, to help him out. Like, it was a combination of those two things that clashing together. Once like he was actually at past 62 points, beating the Miami Heat franchise record by LeBron James, and then now when he hits 70, now everybody's like, oh, this is serious, and there's still time left in the game. Like, okay, we gotta like, for the Heat, like, either let's help him get there, we'll put everything we got on this, and the Wizards like, no, we can't let this happen. We may be tanking, but no, it was just so crazy to think. And like, you could make the argument that yes, because AJ Wilson was there, his girlfriend, and arguably one of the greatest WNBA players of history, was there in attendance. Combination of those two factors that did probably lit a fire in Bam to do that. But like, on a random Tuesday night, like against the Washington Wizards, they weren't even on primetime TV on NBC. It was the Boston Celtics and the San Antonio Spurs, a potential finals matchup, like with the Celtics like surprisingly doing really good and was supposed to be an off year, and the Spurs, like with Victor Wembanyama just going all out crazy, like we expect him to, and having De'Aaron Fox on his side, like that could be a potential like playoff matchup in the finals if things go well on both sides. That's where understandably all the attention went to. But just the Heat taking on a tanking Wizards team, and Bam just took full advantage of it. He did like, he also broke all the records too, not just the 81 point record from Kobe, but also like he had 36 made free throws out of 43 attempts. Both of them, both free throws made and free throws attempted, those are both NBA records. And
The crazy thing was, if we want to be even more analytical on this, had Bam Adebayo been 100% on his free throws, he would have actually had 90 points. Okay, even more crazy to think about that. Like, it was all right there in the making. And, along with that, he also shot 20 out of 43 shots from the field and shooting 7 out of 22 shots from three. So he was doing everything he can to, hit that 81-point record. But, had a couple more shots gone his way, I mean, he could have been right there at the 100-point mark, led by Will Chamberlain. Like, it was out there. I mean, the numbers say it could have been a possibility, but nevertheless, I mean, that is still impressive. I would not in my lifetime have thought that we could have seen the 81-point record being broken, especially because a lot of these guys, when they score 60 plus or 70 points, the coach will take them out, so they don't want to put them in more injury risk, especially how everything's very micromanaged and the 65-game rule, etc. But nah, I mean, and especially of all people, Bam Adebayo. If it was any other Heat player, I would have guessed one of my all-time favorite players at the time he was there. I would have guessed maybe Jimmy Butler would have done something like that when he was here with the Heat. Or maybe Norman Powell. I could see him doing that. If he wants to just go all in, those two guys I just mentioned for the Heat. And I'm just saying within the organization. There are so many other players around the league that I mentioned earlier that I could have realistically predicted could have maybe challenged and or broken that record of Kobe Bryant's 81-point game. But Bam Adebayo, I mean, wow, that's incredible. So my next challenge to him then is, okay, if you're capable of scoring 83 points a game, doesn't matter if it's against the Washington Wizards, doesn't matter who's against, you're capable of doing it. Why not, why not boost his level, be that official number one leader. He's called the captain of the Miami Heat since Udonis hasn't retired. So my challenge to him is that why not embrace that full-on captain role in all aspects so he can help lead the Heat deeper in the playoffs than we would expect him to. Because I'll admit, I mean, like I said, I'm a Heat fan, but if I'm going to be unbiased, I mean, this team is probably a first, no better than a second-round team if I'm going to be straight up here, I want them to compete for championships. I want them to win a championship. That's my desire. I would love that for them. But realistically speaking, I mean, I don't see them unless Bam can go like this in the playoffs. I don't see them really getting past Detroit or the Knicks. Definitely not the Celtics. Maybe the Cavaliers, but I don't really see it, they're where they're at now, the 6th seed, they're in the East. They're probably the 5th to 7th best team in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion, in terms of strength and overall, who's well built to go to the championship. Because the favorites right now, it could be anyone between Detroit, the Celtics, the Knicks, maybe even the Cavaliers, but we're not too sure on the Cavaliers. I mean, because James Harden, he's good, but we all know the history in the playoffs. But that's a topic for another day. But anyway, just great job, Bam Adebayo. Props to you. I'm a huge fan. I am just madly impressed with that. It's you made NBA history. Wilt, Bam, Kobe. Whether you like it or not, that's etching history. So, and we're going to talk about this for decades to come. So, and I couldn't be more happy as a Miami Heat fan that this happened for us. That this is incredible. So, anyway, Heat fans, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. How do you guys feel overall? Can we ride this momentum into the playoffs? Can we shock some people like we have in years past? Or do you think it's just a quick flash in the pan because they're just getting hot right now and fizzle out? And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe. I certainly love and appreciate every single last one of y'all. God bless and talk soon.